when I look at it from Bharat, it seems very similar to what India is referred to as love jihad. There have been in India laws dating back many years. There are some new laws which have been introduced in recent months as well, which have made these laws and rules tougher for the law enforcement. Um, could you tell us if this, what we are seeing in India, which is essentially religiously motivated grooming of vulnerable women and girls, is born out of a similar cultural or philosophical underpinning?
I think we make a mistake in Bharat in that we look at this particular phenomenon using Euro-Christian lenses. The language we use, the framework we use, the terminology, the value system is all actually Euro-Christian, and it hasn't helped anybody, and it doesn't help us. We need to look at it from I said at the beginning that Satya is important. We need to look at it from a Bharatiya perspective, which is look at it. Is it Sat? Is it Asat? Is it Dharmic? Is it Adharmic? Is it based on Vidya? Is it based on Avidya? Now, if we look at it using those measurements, all of a sudden, we see a different phenomenon. Firstly, there is no such thing as a religiously motivated because we do not accept the concept that religion is a valid idea. Okay? I have this conversation with interfaith people here and I say, no, we're a wisdom tradition. We're not a belief tradition. And if you're not a belief tradition, then where do the religious beliefs fit in the way we look at things? They don't have any place at all. Now, this is the difficulty. Now, people who have religious traditions, they want us to think like they do because it's built on a false equivalence. It's built on the false equivalence that all religions are the same, therefore freedom of religion is sacred. Everybody should be able to impose their freedom of religion on everybody else. We don't impose it, so we're always on the receiving end of it. So if we're going to look at this problem, we should look at it from the simplest point of view from a dharmic lens. So when somebody, a young man, is deceiving a vulnerable young woman, that is simply an act of deceit. It's an act of emotional and intellectual violence, and it has no religious component because we do not accept that. Another thing that we haven't yet understood is that colonialism calls itself many things. It masquerades under many different guises. And what is actually happening is we are being colonized. And because we have a vulnerability to accept anybody who says, I'm a religion, we give it much more tolerance than really it should be. There are many ways of colonizing, and this is one of those ways of colonizing, is acquiring hold of the asset of any community and depriving it of its future. This is the worst of all colonial acts, to take away the daughters of a society and a civilization. It's nothing to do with religion. It's nothing to do with divinity at all. Nothing to do with Paramatma. It's nothing to do with the journey of Atma. And so we need to look at it from a dharmic point of view. And then we will see that all it is, it's exactly the same violence as was perpetrated in 71, and it's happened against us time and time again. It has no religious dimension. It's pure colonialist violence.
I think it's a perspective that certainly has to be understood, and in order to get a holistic sort of a view of the things that we see, and very painful sort of realities that we see in our lives in the news.
It's pure colonialism. For example, we would realize it's colonialism the moment a Hindu tries to do the same in an Islamic country. You will realize straight away how they view your colonialist activity, because they're quite clear. They do not want the future of their society to be harmed, damaged, and undermined by an ideology which is alien to them. It's a colonial threat. It's a threat to the civilization. It's only us who have imbibed this, and it's a post-Britisher sort of a problem, this idea that we have to look at the world with an alien set of values and apply a framework which is constructed on an alien language. We have to apply our own framework and we will find our own solution. And if we confidently find and apply our own solution, the rest of the world will then come out of the religious framework, which is also imprisoning them. There is only one solution, and that is to base it on Satya, Vidya, Dharma. That's it. Easily done.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.